All right, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast. We have another solo episode today. If you can't tell, I really enjoy these solo episodes, but have no fear. We have some awesome guests lined up that we're going to be dropping in the coming weeks. So today we are going to talk about the entrepreneurial power list. I think that this list is crucial for success. I think that anybody, regardless of where you are in your journey, can take advantage of this success list. And I think it's really to be used as a tool to help to get you back on track when you might run off course or you might start to lose your direction. I actually recently had this happen in the triathlon that I did, and I was exhausted during the swim. I just got to the point where I was like, wow, I need to get this swim over with so I can get out of this water and get myself on the bike. And what I did was I flipped over on my back. I had taken some couple of swimming technique lessons, actually only one, but I did take a swimming technique lesson with an awesome instructor named Trish a couple days before the race. And she gave me a pro tip. And the pro tip was to turn on my back and backstroke if I got to the point of exhaustion or if I just needed a little break. But what I failed to realize, especially swimming in a river with current and all people splashing and kicking and all kinds of craziness going on, is that if you don't lift your head up and look around to see where you are from time to time, or at least glance, you can really start to get off track. And that's what happened to me. So I was like 10, 15, 20 feet away from the pack and away from where I needed to be. And then I had to quickly get back on course and start to follow the plan that I had in place, which was to finish. So, what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, what are my key daily and monthly focuses that I need to really stay strict on and that I need to look at every single day in order to move the needle on your journey to financial freedom? I believe everyone should be playing for financial freedom. Everyone should be playing for the ability to do what they want, where they want, with who they want, whenever they want, at some point in the future. So right now we're in a little bit of a different season. Tony Robbins has talked about this forever, but what happens in good times is that people forget that winter always comes, right? So I feel like we're in a little bit of a winter season right now. We're definitely in the time of transition and the time of shift. And now is the time where you really need to stay focused on the plan and you need to not let the outliers distract you so that you can get to where you want to go. So somebody told me this a while back. It was actually on one of the interviews that I did, but they really talked about what happens when you fail to measure and what happens when you fail to track. And the best analogy that I could give is a sports analogy. What would happen if you went to a football game or you went to a baseball game and there was no scoreboard? How would you know who was winning the game? And this game of business that we're playing is exactly what it is. It's a game. And I talk to people about, building your net worth or building your rental property portfolio or selling a ton of homes or closing a bunch of deals. You're not doing anything more than playing a game. But the most important part of the game is you have to track how do you get to the end of the game, right? How do you pass go and how do you collect the boardwalk, the little chips or the little houses? So here's what I want to talk about in regards to the daily, monthly, and quarterly metrics that you should be tracking. So myself personally, I'm a really big quarter guy. I've been a quarter guy ever since I was in corporate America. You could have a fantastic month. Sometimes you can have an off month. But what happens is if you beat yourself up on the little stretches of time, you start to take your eye off the ball that you're actually making progress. And when you look back and you say, you know what, I didn't have the best February, but I finished Q1 strong, or Q3 last year was great. How can I do the same in Q4? You begin to start to play a different game. So that's the game that I really want to challenge you guys to play. Stop playing this weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. Play this by quarter, and you start to think that you're playing a longer game than sometimes it feels like you're just treading water. So daily, okay? I want you to focus on the morning routine. So the commonality that I find between people that are living a life where they're actually winning or they're at least getting to the point of they have momentum or they're moving in the right direction, is they have a solid morning routine. So I think just by looking at a lot of people, you can tell if this person has a solid morning routine or if they have no routine whatsoever. They look disheveled, a hot mess. They're not taking care of themselves physically, mentally, etc. So I think the core framework for that is how you start your day. So with me, I'll give you a couple of quick bullets. This is not a morning routine podcast, but I'm really passionate about this. And this is how I've been able to juggle doing so much without going crazy, or at least not going crazy in my eyes. So the first for me is quiet time. So I like to beat everybody up. I like to get downstairs. I like to really be able to have some kind of peace and sanity. I actually like to light a candle most mornings. I start off by journaling, getting the coffee going, and really getting into some kind of flow state. So the next is meditation slash stretching. So I tend to combine these two together. I try to do at least a 10-15 minute stretch with the earbuds or Bose headphones or something on, just to block out any of the background noise. A very easy go-to one is if you look up Deepak Chopra's morning meditation or morning routine. Also, Wim Hof. There's some other awesome ones out there, especially for manifestation, which I'm trying to focus more and more on because I'm starting to see that whatever I've manifested over the past 5 years, a lot of that is coming to fruition. So now the game is, what can I manifest coming into the next decade, especially into the next season that we're heading into? Exercise for me is crucial. I have a very busy mind, and I find that that's the way that I calm myself. So I always try to get somewhere between 25 to 40 minutes of exercise in every single morning. And then we have 5 to 10 pages of a book every day. I do my best. I don't hit every day, but I do try to get 5 to 10 pages of a book, especially if I'm going through a tough week or some challenges, hitting some roadblocks. I find that that helps to open up the mental channels. And then, like I said before about the journaling, the goal setting for me, I feel kind of lost if I don't do that. So for me, that's absolutely crucial. Then now is your work begins, okay? Whether you work from home or you work from the office. I've said this before on the podcast prior, but I really think that everybody should be in some kind of office environment at least 2-3 days a week. You need camaraderie. You need to get around people. That's how awesome ideas happen. They don't happen sitting at home in your pajamas, watching Netflix while you're acting like you're working. So get back in some kind of office setting, or at least get around a team in order to help to really raise the vibrational level and the frequency. So once the work begins, you set your intentions for what do you want to accomplish today. So for real estate agents and entrepreneurs, that might be, I want to take a listing today. That might be, I want to put a new client in the pipeline. For investors, that might be, I want to identify some other properties I can buy. Really, it's anything that's going to move the needle. It can also be, how are you going to handle adversity throughout the day? So today's Tuesday, I'm recording this. Monday was a really rough day, a lot of choppiness, just too much being thrown at me. I did a hard reset. I did a great run this morning, about 3 miles, and then I got some good stretching in. I did a 15-minute meditation. Now I'm totally reset. So I think that that's very important, is setting the intentionality for how you want your day to go instead of letting your day run you, okay? The next, for anybody in sales, entrepreneurial business, right, is 10 to 15 minutes of script and role play every single day. In the real estate space, there's a lot of changes happening right now with some legislation and just a bunch of stuff happening. And you need to be prepared for how are you going to handle objections that come at you that maybe you didn't ever experience before. The next, this is absolutely crucial. This is where most people go wrong, is they feel like they're working, but they're not actually lead generating. Okay. Lead generation is the heart, the core, the soul of every single business. Without lead generation, you don't even have a business. You have a business that's built on hope. Okay. And a business built on hope is a quick and easy way to go out of business. So I think you need to be doing 2 to 3 hours of prospecting every day. If you are very slow right now, you do not have an abundance in the pipeline or an abundance of leads, I would be prospecting 5 hours a day. That might sound hardcore to some of you, but I mean it and I say it with love, okay? Get on the damn phone, okay? If you don't want to get on the damn phone, go and knock on doors, go and network with people. You have to get outside of your comfort zone. What worked in 2021 and 2020 and 2019 is not going to work in 2024. You have to get out and get after it. 1 hour of lead follow-up, 10 texts, 10 emails, just checking in, okay? This is something I started to do more of, and it really, really works. People like to know that you're thinking of them. If you just pop a text, if you pop an email, you let somebody know you're thinking of them, that helps to keep you relevant in the sales cycle, and it helps to keep the ball moving down the field. Especially now, we're going into fall/winter, and you need to stay in touch with your prospects in order to not be derailed by the prospect and have them go to somebody else, a competitor, or just lose the opportunity altogether. Monthly, this is the no matter what number. When I say no matter what, when you put this number on the sheet, and if you guys email me or reach out to me on social, I will send you the sheet that I use. But if you put this number down and it's a no matter what number, you better hit this number at the end of every month. If not, you need a checkup from the neck up. You need to really take some time to reflect on what's going on in your life. Okay. Is it internal? Is it external? Is it something you're doing that you should be dropping? Are you not around the right people? But why are you not keeping your word to yourself and your commitments to yourself? Because in robbing of the commitments that you make to yourself, you're robbing your family, you're robbing your future, and you're robbing your eventual financial freedom. So the first one for the monthly is, how many sales will I open? How many sales will I close? Then we're going to do, how much direct mail am I sending? If you guys have noticed, a lot of people have pulled back from direct mail. Okay. I believe you should keep your foot on the gas with direct mail right now because so many have pulled back. How many social media posts? Did my email newsletter go out? If you're not building an email list, guys, it's free, okay? It's something that no one can send you an email and say, now the referral fee has went up to 30 or 35 or 40 or 50%. It's free. You're monetizing your goodwill. You're monetizing your hard work. You need to build an email list. I recently heard Ed Milet talk about this, but Ed Milet said that the biggest mistake that he made is he did not capitalize on his email list, okay? You need to build a list. The next is, how many new subscribers are you focused on YouTube, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, okay? What are you doing to build your following? What are you doing to move the needle? The next is, how many sales did I add to my pipeline for the upcoming quarter or the upcoming year? The next, absolutely crucial, in my opinion, because I think that everything is all connected, mind, body, spirit, but how many days did I work out? Or how many days did I do yoga? Or how many days did I take a 2-mile walk? Okay. Absolutely crucial. Whatever that number was, add one more. Okay. The power of one more, just like Ed Milet talks about all the time. The next one is, what books will I read this month or this quarter? And I really want to just drive this point home. Okay. Everything that we just talked about, if you go back and listen to the beginning of this YouTube podcast, whatever app that you're listening on, the reason why most people are just floating around out there, okay, they're not building anything, they're not having success. They're the ones that say that life sucks, or life's too hard, or the economy sucks, or, I was dealt a bad hand. It's because they're not following a process, and they're also not measuring the scoreboard. So I just really want to drive that point home so you guys can really reflect on that. And if you go back, or if you reach out, I'll get you the list. If you track these items here, I promise you, there's no way that you cannot move the ball down the field and get to where you want to go. So remember, guys, you are one decision away from changing the entire trajectory of your life. You just have to take action. So that is it for today, guys. I really appreciate all the love, all the likes, all the comments, all the texts that I get. Please continue to share the show. If you have not already, I would greatly appreciate if you gave it a review, like a couple of the videos, get in there and get it out to people that need to hear it. So thank you guys so much, and we'll talk soon.